Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well, the transfer discourse of Indonesian capital city has long been discussed since our first president. Almost every new president era, this discourse has often raised, but it disappears because it was never decided. From our first president, which is Mr. Sukarno, he already planned about moving the capital city to Palangkaraya, which is located in Kalimantan. Meanwhile, from our second president, which is Mr. Suharto, he planned to move the capital city to Jonggol, West Java. Well, from SBY's era, he mentioned about the movement of Indonesian capital city, but he never explained about the location that he meant. Well, from our current president, which is Mr. Jokowi, his government already did a research about the movement of a capital city, but and then in 2019 they announced that Indonesia will move its capital city to Kalimantan. So in this special occasion, I will deliver three main reasons why Indonesia should move its capital city. To start with, I will explain about the Java Island residents that are too dense, and then I'll mention about the uneven economic contributions. Next, I'll deliver the various pollutions that are happening in Jakarta. Finally, I'll summarize my presentation. Well, first I am going to talk about how crowded Java Island is. Well, the reason of my statement is because we all can see and also we all can feel how crowded Java Island is, right? Based on the data from Databox ID, the population of Indonesia in 2019 are around 266.91 million, and from all of that, around 56% lives in Java Island, which is around 150 million people. The huge population in a certain area will cause several problems in that area. So one of them is traffic jam. In Java, especially in our current capital city, Jakarta, has 53% of traffic jams, which means that almost every road had traffic jams based on a surveying agency from TomTom Index. Thus, I believe that if Indonesia really does want to even the spread of population, then Indonesia should really move its capital city so that the people in Java will move to the new capital city. Well, even though not all of them. Now I'd like to move on to the uneven economic contributions of Indonesia. So the reason of my statement in regarding to the unfair contributions is because the economic contributions of Java Island to Indonesia's GDP or gross domestic product and the Indonesia's economic growth is way more dominant than the other island. So as you can see from the PowerPoint, well, Java has 59.03% of GDP contributions and has the economic growth which amount 5.66%. Well, let's compare it to Maluku and Papua, which has 2.19% of GDP and even minus 10.44% of economic growth. Well, this shows that the economic data in every island the comparison between Java Island and other islands are way too outrageously, not just Java to Maluku and Papua, but also Java to Bali and Nusa Tenggara and other islands. Therefore, this shows that the title of Java centrist in the term of economy really does exist in Indonesia. Next, let me describe about the various pollutions that are happening in Jakarta. Well, the reason why I state this statement is because Jakarta is now or not unfriendly for its occupants because of its pollutions. Air, sound, light pollutions, and also water pollutions is increasing each day. Well, air and sound pollutions in Jakarta is caused by the usage of massive numbers of vehicles every day. With the traffic jams that are happening in Jakarta, in every road in Jakarta, it shows that the pollution of air and sound cannot be avoided. Meanwhile, the lights that is emitted from the lights of Jakarta will form a dome, the dome in the atmosphere, and the dome can be the pollutions, the light pollutions. Well, the light pollution can also result in human sleeping disorders, and also it can make the stars difficult to see. Well, in the term of water pollution, the water pollution in Jakarta is caused by the uncoordinated household waste, and because of this case, well, the clean water in Jakarta is decreasing every day. It can limit the amount of the clean water. Well, in brief, many kinds of pollutions that are happening in Jakarta right now, well, it proves that Jakarta is now really not a perfect and an ideal city to be the capital city of Indonesia. Well, to quickly recap, I'd like you to remember these key points. Well, Indonesia should move its capital city from Java Island is because the bustling amount of population in Java Island that can cause many problems in Java Island itself, and then because the economy that is not flatly contributed, which the Java Island has dominated all of them, and then because the source of pollutions in Jakarta, which can be dangerous if we didn't solve it. Well, Indonesia should also immediately move its capital city if Indonesia doesn't want the term of Jawa centrist exist, which means that every aspect was centralized in Jakarta, Jawa Island. Well, even though it will maybe spend a massive state budget, it will still worth it due to the future of Indonesian capital city. Well, that is all from me. Thank you for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.